Right, hello everyone, welcome back to the Golden Sky. It is Tuesday, the 5th of August, 2025. It is the late shift right now, it is late, but I wanted to give my most raw match reaction player ratings to the friendlies as possible. We played earlier today against Athletic Bilbao, 2 games in a row. So in today's video, we're going to do the player ratings for both games. We will focus mainly on the second game where the first team played, the first 11 that we're expecting to see more this season, and we will quickly go through the first game in the second part of today's video. So if you do want to see those player ratings, stick around and drop a like on the video, drop a comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we're going to be doing player ratings for every game this season. This is the last pre-season games if you don't count the Community Shield. So make sure you get in, join the channel now, ready for the rest of the season. It is the late shift, like I said, once again. So let's get straight into this. Let's not mess around anymore. And let's get into the ratings of what was a fantastic game. We're talking about the second game here of tonight, the later game, the one that's just finished. It was so fun to watch. Both games were really fun. It was so good to see the guys playing again and just chill out and enjoy back at Anfield. Let's start off with the new kit. 10 for the new kit. It looked beautiful out there on the pitch. It really did. It looked amazing. I thought the shade of red was top quality. I loved the trims on the side, like down here. I thought they looked really good. The new numbers on some of our players, seeing like Wirtz with the iconic number 7, seeing Kerkez in it, not in number 58 or whatever he was wearing, Frimpong the same. It was ace. I loved it. The kit gets an absolute 10. I will be getting the home one soon, so maybe that'll appear in a video, who knows, but the kit definitely a 10. Yes, so let's get into some of the players then. Starting off with the big Georgian bastard we've got in net. Mamardashvili plays the full 90 minutes again here, which was the case for most of these guys today. Actually had some saves to make as well, which was good in a way because we got to see what he's made of. He made some good saves, made some really good saves actually. One, a curling effort, and he jumps and saves it. Good reactions with his right hand, I believe. He's very good at that. His reactions are very good, and he showed that today. He also had one from a closer range where he made a nice save. Showed some ability to actually save the ball, which is always key when you have a goalkeeper. Something United failed to take into account when they signed their goalkeepers these days. You actually need to be able to stop the ball from going in the net rather than just let it go in on every single shot. So it's good that we've got this giant fella in the net with his beard, with his left foot. He can kick the ball about 1,000,000 yards. She showed again today. Again, on the ball, like he's not disastrous, guys, by any means today. Nothing crazy, nothing that was damaging to Liverpool's play. Is he as good as Alisson on the ball? No, and I think we saw that again today. Sometimes it looks a little bit unnatural for him, maybe a little shaky, maybe a little like he's thinking really hard about what he has to do. He gave Szoboszlai a pass at one point that was like, honestly, I think it was Szoboszlai. It was like a bullet that came to him, and he had to deal with it under a lot of pressure. But maybe that's just what he's like. He's just like, you're having this ball, lad, and you're going to deal with it whether you like it or not. So Mamardashvili, I'll give him a 7. I did also like the punch he did on the line. He wasn't really under pressure, but he just gets it, smashes the thing out of there. See you later. He absolutely levers it. And we start a counter-attack, and we almost score. So that was good. Maybe he was just bored, guys. And he'd been waiting in the stadium for like 4 hours for this moment. He just wanted to leather it, Mike Tyson style, just punch it. I'm liking doing this, apparently. I'm liking throwing fake punches here late at night. Yes, so Mamardashvili 7 before I punch my mic over here. Things are getting, before we get too carried away after one player. Okay, moving on to the Pong then. Jepong, Frimmy, Jerry, J-Dog, whatever you want. What do you want to call this guy? He's got a million names. Can we call him the Pong? I don't know. I don't think I like it. What about Je Pong for Jeremie Frimpong? Doesn't matter anyway. Doesn't matter what this guy's nickname is because he, either way, whatever you call him, was excellent tonight. I thought again, really impressive. There was one bit that I thought was quite funny when the ball goes over the top. Nico Williams has a bit of space. Frimpong's up the pitch, and you see him sprinting back to come back and defend. And Konate had gone out to defend, and there was almost a moment when Konate was like, hang on a minute. The fullback's running back. You mean I don't have to go out and defend here after spending years and years holding Trent's hand over on that wing whilst Trent... Here I come. Coming. Guys, I'm coming. I just played a pass. I'm coming. This is Trent trying to run back. Frimpong's... He's absolutely legging it, lads. He's like the roadrunner running back. Made it back. Defended well today. Showed some flashes going forward again. There was nice little bit of skill he did where he's tight on the touchline. Looks as though he's going to go inside, and he just quickly changes direction. He's away from his marker because he's just so fast. Had a couple opportunities where he maybe could have done better with his cross. There was one where we had, I think it was Wirtz and Gakpo, maybe Ekitike and Gakpo. Either way, two players running into the box, sort of free, and he crossed it from deep, and he slightly overhit it, and he knew he overhit it as well. He was disappointed because it would have been a really good chance to score, but I felt like he's shown a few times that he's willing to put a nice early delivery into the box. That's really good. And I think he looks really dangerous. And I think over the last two games, especially with Bradley picking up a little knock here, he's really made a case to us all and to on a slot why he should be starting both the Community Shield and the first game of the season. I think he looks really solid. Certainly doesn't look like a liability defensively to me from what we've seen. He's playing against a good winger today, a top winger in Nico Williams, and was absolutely sound. So Jerry Pong, I'm giving him a 7 as well. I think that's appropriate. We'll go with 7. He got took off. I think he looked a little tired when we took him off. But yes, 7. We'll go with Jeremy. All right, then moving on to his little mate. Well, not his little mate, his big mate next to him, the Frenchman, Ibou Konate, playing centre-back, as we've seen. We've played 4 centre-backs over these friendlies, and he was our only recognised centre-back that we played. Our 4 centre-backs were in the first 2 games. I think it was Trey Nyoni and Andy Robertson, a centre mid and a left back. And then in the next game, we played Konate, centre back, hooray. And we played Endo, who's, yes, a demigod, but also a defensive midfielder, so not a centre back. But Konate was fantastic. I thought really good. If he'd have scored the bicycle kick, it's a 10 and he's man of the match. No doubt about it. Didn't matter what he did for the rest of the game. I had visions of him, Sebastian Coates in the ball into the top corner. If anyone knows the Sebastian Coates goal, then you've been watching Liverpool for a long time and you've watched some dark days to know Sebastian Coates. So credit to you, respect to you. But Konate's goal would have been identical to that. If he'd have scored, it would have broke the net. I'm pretty sure it would have sent the net out the ground into the Anfield Road end because he would have hit the ball that hard. Luckily, or maybe unluckily for Liverpool, he didn't. He mishits it, the ball goes over, and he runs off back laughing. Do I even need to talk about the defending after that? I mean, not really, but I will do anyway. I thought he did a good job. I mean, the 2 goals we conceded today were from set pieces. It's more of a team issue, I would say. Like, he's the biggest guy, he's the biggest defender. Maybe he should be organising, maybe he should be more commanding, but I don't think he was really to blame for any of the goals. They were just set piece goals. One was a lucky sort of own goal off Gakpo in the end, or unlucky for Liverpool. So I'm not really going to penalise him for that. And honestly, I thought his passing was good. He just really looks composed. Looks fast, looks strong, looks fit. So I'm going to give him 7 or 8. It's pre-season. Let's give him an 8. I thought he was good. And the bicycle kick, bonus point. So there you go. There's your 8 for Konate. If you score, you would have had a 10, mate, but you didn't. So how do you say sorry in French? I don't know. Oh, no, I'd say in French is un petit fromage, which means a small cheese. So, a small cheese to you, Ibou. All right. The fella next to him, then, my absolute main man, Endo. Like, okay, is Endo the hardest player Liverpool have ever had? Is he? Is this? This guy is rock solid, mate. Honestly, he plays centre back, and what is there to say? He was boss. Like, no joke, he was boss. He was so good. He he's fearless completely. He wins every header, despite him being about 5'4". He just wins every header. He just leaps. Honestly, he jumps. It's like he's got rockets attached to the bottom of his shoes, and he just jetpack fuels them. Turns the jetpacks on, up he goes, head the ball, no problem. He wins every header, every tackle is like, honestly, it's like Christmas for him. There was one bit in the middle towards the end of the game where he makes, I think he goes up for a header, then he makes a tackle, then he makes a foul, and then he makes another tackle, which was a great tackle after the whistle had already gone. He was loving it. It's like he loves tackling more than anything in the world. He's gum shielding, looking like an absolute king. He was brilliant, and I even loved it when he got moved into midfield and he makes that run to win the penalty. He makes a late run into the box. You can see he's calling for it. He's like, "Give me the ball, lads! I'm going to score!" And he goes through, takes the ball on his chest, and whoever that Bilbao, I think the Bilbao player was called Vivian. Vivian Westwood was having none of it. Just absolutely belts him in the stomach. Nigel de Jong's him, Nallo's him almost, nearly kicked him in the nutsack, but not that it had mattered anyway, because as I'm going to get into Endo's nutsack now, it's made out of cast iron. So if you kick that thing, it just shatters your foot into a million pieces. This is really where we've got to already, and we're only on Endo. My apologies, guys, but there we go. Endo, let's quickly end this before things get even stranger. 8, again, he was brilliant. And he could definitely play centre back for us this season. He really could. He's totally sound there. He really is. Okay, Kerkez then. The freaking Terminator at left back over here. This guy. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anything that goes near Kerkez, he just tackles it. He just hits it. He's so aggressive in his defending. He wants to win every ball. He does it without fouling a lot of the time. He was making slide tackles, interceptions. He was winning all his duels. He had one really smart bit of defending where there's a bouncing ball and he just nicks the ball and he knows the guy's going to foul him and he just basically runs into the foul. Sure enough, the guy kicks him and he falls over, wins the free kick. I thought he was brilliant, especially first half. I thought he was really good. Just completely locked down his wing. They couldn't get out. They couldn't even advance the ball up the pitch on his side because every time the ball goes near him, he was just coming in, clattering whoever was near, and coming away with the ball, and it was brilliant. He's already had about 14 different haircuts since he's arrived at Liverpool. He's currently rocking just the sort of the Wirtz special, the very short fade going on. I quite like it last season when he grew his hair out and he had the mullet going on. So if he gets that back, I'd love to see it. He also was one of the only players today rocking all red socks. These are the type of things I notice. Just interesting. I liked to see in the second half he had one sort of he had a couple bursts where he was actually getting forward into the box for crosses, showing us his attacking prowess as well. One in particular where it was at the end of a move where he ends up with the ball, he takes a touch to cross it in. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The ball, he crosses it, sort of loops it up. Ekitike was like right on the goal line. And the defender sort of pushed Ekitike, so he had to head it back. And Gakpo has the shot that goes out for the corner, which we eventually scored from. That was all Kerkez there, getting forward, delivering the cross brilliantly. And yeah, I just thought he looked like a threat in those positions. And he looked fantastic at the back, making blocks. Just everything you'd want. And we even ended the game with a pair of Hungarian fullbacks. So that's just cool. So I'm going to learn some Hungarian so I can say some stuff during his ratings this season. But for now, I don't know any. So goulash and all that, you know, I'm giving him an 8 as well. He was really good. Okay, moving to the midfield then, and my absolute Stonewall man of the match. I mean, okay, maybe not Stonewall. There was 2 players who, for me, were close for man of the match. But the first one, for me edges it, and it was Ryan Gravenberch. Birch, the Grav. What happens when the Pong, the Grav, the Gak, and Domi Sobo walk into a bar? Well, you just get a boss Liverpool team, don't you? Because this guy was so good today. So good in the midfield, honestly. We saw it last season at the start of the season when he really impressed us all with the way he was taking the ball, beating players in midfield, not in advanced areas, but deep areas to progress the play. Looking so mobile, looks like he can run with pace past anybody, catch up with anybody, looks so physical. And we were seeing that at the start of last season when he really showed us what he can do. And he sort of looked, excuse me guys, like he got tired towards the end of the season. Well, today he looked as fresh as I've ever seen him. He looked so fit, and he was just flying around the pitch. His first touch is immaculate. The way he takes the ball just alleviates pressure straight away with his ability to turn into space and turn out of trouble. But his passing was really good. He was everywhere. Whenever Bilbao would win the ball and try and play out, he would just intercept it straight away. Reading of the game, looking fantastic. Honestly, looked as good as I've ever seen him today, to be honest. And if he carries this into the season, it's time to start talking about him as one of the best holding midfield players in the world, seriously. And I'm overreacting to a friendly, sure. He was brilliant. He was even getting forward today into the box, trying to take players on, having shots, fantastic. Really dominant performance. The game was 3-2, but honestly, we could have won this game 6-0. It was so good. Maybe I'm just getting excited because I'm so excited for the season and all that. Maybe I'm delusional, but I don't think I am. He was so good, guys. Completely controlled the game in the middle, I thought. I'm not going to give him a 10 purely because 10s are hard to get unless they're joke 10s here, but it was close. I'm giving him a 9. I thought he was so good for man of the match today. If I did 9.5s, I'd give him 1, but 9 for Gravenberch. I thought he was fantastic. Yeah, I just hope he continues this into the season. It's such a shame that he's suspended for the first game, but we'll see him, I'm sure, on Sunday against Crystal Palace. His mate next to him in the midfield, who was the other player I was talking about, who could have competed with him for man of the match, because Dom Sobo, Dirty Dom, Fernando Torres with the haircut and the Adidas kit. He was fantastic today. Phenomenal performance again. And listen, Wirtz could get no goals and assists this season and he'd still be a good signing. And the reason why is because he's allowed Szoboszlai to find this number 8 position and to kick on the way he has since Wirtz has arrived. In number 8, he looks amazing. He was decent, good last year. He was good last year. Some games he'd be really good, some games he'd be average. He didn't set the world on fire, but this preseason I think he's been fantastic. One of our best players this preseason for me, and I think that's no coincidence that he's been playing this number 8 role, the box-to-box role. His engine is fantastic. It is seemingly limitless, his engine. He can just charge around the pitch with a never-ending level of stamina. Just looks so physical and is able to impose his physicality on the game in that midfield better in the number 8 position. I think he seems to be maturing a little bit in his performance, taking pride in his defense. Not that he didn't take pride in his defensive work before this season, but seems to really be relishing that side of the game. Really physical in his duels defensively, the bouncing balls. He's knocking players around. He actually made the foul for Bilbao's first goal, and you might think that's a criticism, but to be honest, I just like to see him competing. It was a bit of a soft foul, might not get given every time, and I love to see him competing on the ball. We know his ability, but he's showing it even more. He just looks, he's gliding through. His link up with Wirtz is so good. It's so crisp already. He's so powerful when he carries the ball. He showed a lovely bit of skill in the middle where he was under a bit of pressure. He just flicks the ball between his legs and he's away and he gets fouled. It just shows the confidence that he has at the minute. Could have scored from the corner when Wirtz floated it over to him and he volleyed it. He ended up volleying it straight into the ground. He had a brilliant run in the second half when I think Wirtz gave him the ball actually, and he and he's dribbled through about 3 or 4 players, and he got fouled right on the edge of the box, and the referee played advantage. He should have given the foul. We had a free kick on the edge of the box. I don't know, like, we didn't really have an advantage. He should have given it, so then we could have took the free kick. Not that we would have scored, because we don't have anybody apparently who's good at free kicks in our team, but it was a brilliant run. So he's showing that attacking flair that we've seen from him in the last few years, and I think the number 8 role just suits him so much. And I think I've clocked why he's been growing his hair, because, like I said, this Adidas deal that's come in, the new kit, the headband, it's Fernando Torres, guys. He's embodied Torres in midfield, the Hungarian version. Just become a dad, so congrats to him. I wish he was mine, honestly, because he's just a perfect human being, to be honest. I love him to pieces, and he was brilliant this game. And I'm giving him a 9 as well, although I do think Gravenberch just edged him in the performance today, but it was very close. And I'm telling you something right now, he goes to right back at the end of the game. He was excellent at right back as well. He was excellent. He was locking down that wing. No one was getting around him. He's so athletic, so it's difficult to run past him. He's tall, so he's fine at the back post for headers. That's something that looks like he's improved, that the aerial side to his game, which was pretty poor when we first signed him. He looks like he competes now, maybe a bit stronger in his body. And I'll tell you right now, he's gonna play in the Community Shield and the first game of the season purely because Gravenberch is suspended. But I don't know how you leave him out of our team at the minute. I think he has to be one of the first names on the team sheet at the minute, because he is making that number 8 position his own at the minute. Through pre-season, he's been fantastic. So 9 for Szoboszlai as well. Okay, our new number 7, Florian Wirtz today. I mean, it was just lovely to see him playing at Anfield, wasn't it? Coming out in that kit, he came out last with Mo captain. Just a lot of people talk about aura these days. He just has an aura, doesn't he? It just excites me so much watching him. He's one of those players a bit similar to Thiago, where he does simple things on the pitch, similar to other players, and it just looks aesthetic. I don't know, puts a smile on my face like this when I'm watching. I just sit there, I'm like in the films when there's like a girl who maybe fancies the fella on the football team. I'm talking American films here, like the big American football guy, and she's sitting in the bleachers, and I just look at that guy there throwing the ball so good, or running and tackling other people with those big shoulder pads. Like, that's how I feel watching Florian Wirtz play football. But yes, I mean, look, nothing totally crazy today. So we're not going to get overboard. If he'd have scored that header, the one where he's hanging in the air like Michael Jordan, like the Silver Surfer, just getting like floating, trying to head it, it just floated over the bar. It was so close. It was a great effort. If that goes in, then we're talking different here. Same one where the one he hits with sort of his knee, the bouncing ball Salah gave him. If that's along the ground, then he can roll it in the net. Then maybe he has another goal there. Also, Gakpo should have squared in one for the open goal. That should have been another goal. Another day, he has a couple of goals there. Salah also gave him a brilliant pass where he's going to square it to Ekitike, and he's waiting for the ball to come across his body, and the defender just got a toe to it and stopped it. Just knocked it out of his path a little bit, meaning he had to wait a second longer, and the keeper was on top of him to block the pass across to Ekitike. But you can just see again the quality he has. I thought there was some brilliant touches in the first half where he's just bouncing the ball between players, and then he just turns it into an attack, moving the ball out wide. Little drops of the shoulders. No particularly fancy skills, anything wasted movement. It's very German efficiency levels from Wirtz. Like, the movement is very crisp and cultured. But I thought he was good. Nothing crazy. I thought he was good. Second half a little quieter, to be honest. And then we're still involved a little, but not as much as the first half when he was everywhere dictating the play. And we brought him off. I think Slot wanted to keep him as fresh as possible for the Sunday against Palace. I think it was probably the right sub. Maybe he was getting a little tired. First game at Anfield, it was great to see him get that applause from the Kop as well. He's going to be some player for us, lads, but in this game, he was just sound. So I'll give him a 7. Nothing crazy, but I thought he was good. Someone who I did think was really, really good though, in this game was Mo Salah. Probably his best game of pre-season. The king, the face of Liverpool, the face of this new brand of Liverpool, the Adidas kit. He's almost become like sort of a granddad at Liverpool now, like in the way that he's one of the senior figures. He comes out captain today. He's probably going to be named vice captain, I think, before the season starts. And he's become that sort of heroic, almost larger than life figure at Anfield. He's one of our all-time best players, and today he showed us why once again. It's his best game of pre-season by some distance. I thought his passing, honestly, it's a joke. It's a joke how good he is at passing the ball, lads. It's a joke. The one he reverse passes through to Gakpo. It's like Zidane levels of vision, how he sees that. Like, you're watching the game, you think, oh yeah, pass it to his feet, and he just threads the ball through. It's like Messi almost coming off that wing now. That maybe he's not as good as Messi was at passing the ball, but Messi's one of the best passers ever. Salah's nearly at that level with the ability he has passing the ball at the minute. It's phenomenal. The one he put through to Wirtz, like I said, when we almost scored, was an amazing pass. Yeah, he just looks as good as ever, really. Probably going to have to extend him for another 2 years by the end of this contract because he's showing absolutely no signs of slowing down. Scores a goal. It was quite casual, the finish, wasn't it? He gets it off Ekitike and he just wrong foots the goalkeeper, puts it in the corner. It was just like normal business is resumed. Mo Salah scores at Anfield. Happy days. So that was great. And then the penalty, I guess we've got to talk about, was weird. Yeah, it's like he goes to Panenka it, I think, and then he decides, fuck it, I'll just swat this ball into the cop for a little souvenir for the travelling fans. Maybe he saw someone who'd been in the stadium for 4 hours and had nodded off, so he just levered the ball at him last minute because it was a weird penalty, wasn't it? It was weird. It wasn't even close to the goal. I mean, it wasn't. The ball, it went miles over. We're just happy that it's a friendly and not a real game and didn't cost us any points. He's normally good for 1 or 2 misses a season, Salah, on pens. I think last season he took 15, he scored 14. So hopefully this is his 1 miss. But it'll do nothing for my fears of when he steps up for a penalty in a crucial game and I'm shitting me kecks. It's funny, isn't it? Because if you ask Liverpool fans who's our best penalty taker, they probably won't say Salah. You say Mac Allister, maybe Szoboszlai. They've probably got better penalty techniques, more consistent, maybe. If we end up with Isak, then him. Ekitike took penalties for Frankfurt last season. So it's like, Wirtz took penalties for Leverkusen, So is Mo even our best taker? Probably not, but is he the biggest legend at the club and pulls rank because of his status? Absolutely. And will that change? No. I don't think it matters if he misses 5 penalties in a row. I think he'll always take them. So hopefully this is just the one for this season and yeah, we can move on from there. So all that said about Salah today, I think we look so dangerous on the counter-attack. A lot of that was through him, and I'll give him an 8. If he scored the penalty, he was getting the 9, but he missed that pen, so we'll give him an 8. I mean, what can I say? He's 33. He could be 23. He looks amazing. So yes, 8 for Salah. And we'll go to Hugo Ekitike. Much more impressive game from him than the one in Japan, his debut. Definitely got involved a lot more and showed us more flashes of why we spent a lot of money on him, especially his assist for the first goal, which was, I mean, to be honest, lads, it was really exciting. It had me. I was eating my tea when I'm watching that, and I'm there, I'm eating away. Ekitike's doing step overs and busting past players like he's Usain Bolt, and I'm choking on my scram trying to compose myself. I've got pulled pork going down my throat the wrong way and stuff. I'm just trying to, just survive the night here watching Ekitike put on a show for us. It was really good, and he's got a real turn of pace, hasn't he? He's got a real turn of pace, and he showed that with that step over. That seems to be his move, the right foot step over onto the left foot. Despite the fact that he's right-footed, I think he feels comfortable doing it that way round, and he left the defender for dead. Put a nice ball in. and Salah scores. So that was really good. Did have a few shots himself. I wouldn't say chances, but a few shots where they were first time shots and they were blocked, or the one where Salah laid him the ball and it was laid to him a little too fast, so he couldn't quite get set for the shot properly, and he pretty tamely hits the ball towards the goalkeeper to just easily save. So keen to see him get a chance to score and see how he takes it. I thought one thing I really did like was the composure he showed when, like I said, Kerkez crossed the ball to him, and he's right on the goal line, and the defender does a really good job of sort of nudging him a little bit, so he's falling into the net, and as a result, he's passed the ball and he can't get his head round to head it towards goal. You know what I'm talking about here, guys? If I do this motion with my head, you can't head it this way towards the goal. You can only head it this way away from the goal, and he does so, and he knocks it down brilliantly for Gakpo, who should have scored. But I just thought that awareness was really, really good, and he's showing quite a smart football brain in that moment to think of something that quick. I think that also shows with his back to goal play, which we saw a bit more of today. Receiving the ball with his back to goal and just moving the ball around the corner, or knowing when he can turn. He had a few times today where the ball, he'd receive it and he'd just either pop it back to the centre back if that was the right thing to do, or move the ball to a midfielder. Also showed his work rate today. I thought that was really impressive. I mean, he closes down with intent and speed, and that's good. And he also wasn't afraid to put his foot in. He had one where he sprints at the guy and he just clashes into him. Another day, he probably gets booked there in the Prem, but it was just good to see that intent to close down the press and lead the press intelligently and with intent. So that was really good. Basically, like we've got Robocop up front, in it, lads. He's rapid. He's absolutely rapid, and he's about 10 foot tall. So, yeah. Also liked that on the left wing today when he get the ball, he showed an ability to dribble, and the goal was sort of in that left hand side where the one he created is sort of on that left side where a left winger might receive the ball, basically showing to us that, you know, if we do get Isak, he could play left wing with Isak up front. I think that's definitely an option. So I was impressed today. I thought the first half was really impressive. He had a couple good runs, like I said, showing his power. I like the one where he's driving forward and he releases the ball at the right time. We get a chance from it. That was early in the game. Second half again, I would have liked to see him play a bit more, but Slot brought him off, maybe just building his fitness up still. We have to remember this is only his second preseason game. So I think he played 55 minutes and he was off for Freddie Church, Federico Chiesa, for those not familiar with my lingo yet. And so I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7. I think that's fair. Same sort of level as Wirtz, I think, today. So yeah, we'll give him a 7. Excited to see more of Pecsi. So the man who scored the brace for us today, the winning goal, and also the own goal, so sort of a hat trick. There's got to be a term for that, hasn't there? Like a hat trick that includes an own goal. Like I don't know. Any suggestions? Leave it in the comments, or if it's actually a thing, leave it in the comments. I don't know what I'd call it. It's not a hat trick, is it? Maybe there's a different item of clothing that we could use. Maybe like a, I don't know, guys. I'm not gonna try and come up with something. If something pops into my head, then I'll say. But Gakpo scored a brace anyway, and yeah. I mean, his goals, like he could have had a hat trick himself if the one Salah gives to him. Like I said, if he curls that a bit more, then it's a goal. And if he doesn't, if he hits it even straighter, then Wirtz or Szoboszlai had a tap in. So he got that one wrong. But he looks such a threat on that left wing, guys. He's scored 5 goals this preseason now in 5 games, and not even 5 full games because, as we know, we've not been playing full games. So I've seen a lot of people saying drawing teams that don't have Gakpo included starting, and I'm not sure you can. I'm not sure you can do that because this guy's really, really top quality, guys. Like, he's such a threat, and I really bank him this season to have a big goal scoring season, like sort of what we saw last season before he got injured, where he was really scoring goals, playing really well. He's so strong and powerful. His shot is really, really venomous. I think his first goal as well. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's a tap in at the end of the day from Gravenberch's shot, but I think he's showing those instincts of a forward to follow the ball in, just converts it. Like, it's just good forward play. And so overall, I think it was a pretty impressive performance from him. I'll give him an 8. Look, it wasn't as good as Gravenberch or Szoboszlai in the middle, but I think he's become a little underrated by our fan base this summer because of all the glamour and whatnot of who we've been after. But Slot loves him, and there's a reason why, and he keeps scoring goals, so I'm giving him an 8. Right, that is everybody then from the first game, but if you really want to hear about the sorry, that's everyone from the second game of today, the first game we're looking at. If you want to hear about the players who played in the first game today, don't click off the video because we're going to go through them all now, but we are going to do them quick because a lot of these were youngsters and I've already talked for nearly 40 minutes. So let's just fire through some of these until maybe the man at the end who we'll talk about for a little bit longer. But we had Woodman in the net in the first half and we had, how do you say his name, Pecsi or Pecsi in the second half. Thought Pecsi made a brilliant save, one-on-one, came out, made himself really big, made the save. It was good. It looked honestly a bit like the Schmeichel technique for a young goalkeeper. That was really impressive. Apparently Liverpool's goalkeepers are all just boff, so that's really good. Woodman looked fine. He's pretty composed on the ball. His third choice goalie. How good is he going to be? I don't know. But he's there. He's called Woodman. That's a cool name. So just for that, I'll give him a 7, and I'll combine them. Peshman 7. Well done. Well done, guys. Okay, Luca Stephenson at right back. Honestly, this guy's sound. I don't care what you say. I don't care how old he is or who he's played for. I think he was at Aberdeen or something last year, or Dundee or on loan. I don't care. He's sound. I've seen enough. I'm calling him Ginger Van Dijk. He is totally sound at right back. He doesn't do anything special, doesn't do anything like that's going to blow your mind, but he's neat and tidy on the ball. He's physical, he competes. I could see him playing centre-back, to be honest, an absolute crisis. He might have a career at Liverpool, maybe, like in a backup role, obviously, but he might have a career. I'll give him a 7. I thought he was sound today. That's all I'm going to say. Player who definitely has a career at Liverpool, Trey Nyoni, drops into centre-back today. It was like watching Yaya Toure at Barcelona, and I'm not talking just because he had the number 42 on his back, but when Yaya Toure used to play at Barcelona, a lot of the time he'd actually play centre-back. He was more of a holding midfielder in this time, and he dropped centre-back sometimes. And then when he went to City, he became the Yaya Toure that broke forward and scored a lot of goals that we saw. Nyoni today, he's so tall. He reminds me a bit of Abu Diaby, if anyone remembers him from Arsenal. The sort of rangy nature of him and the smoothness he has, despite the fact that he's so tall. Diaby was riddled with injuries, so hopefully that's not the case for Nyoni. But I thought he was brilliant. He's technical. If you didn't know he was 18, I think you wouldn't know he was 18. He plays such a poise, and his technical ability is so refined already. He's really top. He made some great defensive interventions as well, considering it's not his position. There was one where the Bilbao players are 2-on-1 against him, and he holds his ground and makes the interception, put it out for a corner, and then from the resulting corner, they get the flick on, and he stops a goal at the back post by hooking the ball away. Just really good stuff. He played about an hour. I think he actually went off with a little injury, I think. Hopefully he's okay, because he is really, really good, this guy, and you can tell why everyone rates him really highly at the club. I'm giving him an 8. Fuck it. He was brilliant. I'm giving him an 8. He had Robbo next to him. It must, again, I don't know, Robbo this preseason, he just keeps playing alongside these people half his age. I thought he was fine, Robbo. Look, he was fine. What else do you want from me? He looked like he got injured and then he wasn't injured, so that's good. Yeah, 6. I don't want to see him playing centre-back, but he did better at centre-back than Tsimikas did, which wasn't hard because Tsimikas gave the ball to Milan when we had no goalkeeper in the net and generally is not very good at football. Something like that. Robbo was a 6. It was fine. And then we have Tsimikas at left-back. And I noticed they actually did it that way round, where Tsimikas was at left back and Robbo was at centre back today. I think that's better, although I don't really want to see that combo in the season. But, I mean Tsimikas as well. He was fine. He was fine. He just kept shouting at the ref today. He'd like make a really obvious foul. You gotta love this about Tsimikas. He is quite stupid. Like he makes dead obvious fouls, and then he turns to the ref and he's like, "Oh, referee, oh, that's not very Greek." But he's like, "How can it be a foul, ref? I've just clearly shoved him in the back." Like, come on, Kostas lad. 6. Moving on. Jones was good. Tucked in his shirt. That's always something to note when players do that. Looks like Rodri out there with his tucked in shirt. Like, did fine on the ball in the middle. Again, having Jones as your fifth choice midfielder is an absolute luxury because he's genuinely a really good player. Thought he played well, nothing crazy again. It was a very easy game, the first game, to be honest. For these players, it was like a bit of a kick around, so Jones had it kind of simple. I'll give him a 7 because he was sound. Like I said, we're going to just fire through these. Mac Allister was like watching like a pro footballer who turns up at a park to play with the like non-pros who are having a kick around. Like maybe he's like a pro and his kid plays in a Sunday league team and he turned up for a Dads v Lads and he's just playing because it was so easy for Mac Allister. It's like he was playing at half pace. He looks more and more cultured and with the belief in his own ability that he's like, yeah, I'm the fucking bee's knees out here, guys. Like, I run this shit, that kind of vibe. Just stroking the ball around the pitch, no problem. Did get caught on the ball at one point in the first half where it's kind of bouncing to him and he's waiting for it to come and he wants to control it in his chest and give it back to the goalie. Maybe he should have just hooked it over his head because he's facing his own goal and he got caught. They nearly scored and I think it was Nyoni or Robbo made a really good block to stop it. Stop the shot coming towards goal. That was a mistake, but other than that, is imperious in the midfield. So 7. I hope he builds his fitness up more and he can maybe play in the Community Shield on Sunday, or maybe against Bournemouth next Friday. Okay, Harvey Elliott then scored a goal. I mean, decently taken finish, so just hammers the ball. Goalkeeper was a little questionable in this game for Bilbao. I don't know if he could have done better. Well, does go with some power over his head though, so well done to Elliott. Celebration was quite telling, I thought. He sort of grabs the badge like this, and it wasn't like grab the badge like, yeah, I'm the main guy. It was like, kind of like, oh, I love this badge, and I'm going to be sad when I don't play for this team anymore, and I play for like West Ham or Spurs or someone shite like that. Which will be a shame because he's in another world. He makes it at Liverpool. I just don't think it's this world. Nice pass for the first goal as well from Elliott. Nice reverse ball to Doak. God, it's been a long time since I watched that game, and I've watched so much football in a short amount of time, and it's late, so apologies if I'm missing things here, but Elliott will give him a 7 because he scored and he made a nice pass. Well done to Harvey Elliott. Good luck at your next club if you do leave, mate. Ben Doak, I thought Doak was pretty good today, honestly. One of the best games I've seen Doak play for us. I'm not the highest on Doak. A lot of people really like Doak. I think he's okay. I'm not sure he's Liverpool level. I'm actually pretty sure he's not. I'm not sure I don't know what his level is, but he played pretty well today. The goal was an own goal. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. It's going wide. I'm not even sure it was a shot. It looked like it could have been a cross, but the keeper parries it in. So I don't know if he got credited with it, but it was good play. It was a nice burst past his man, so that was good. He also hit an absolute rasper of a volley, a half volley even. He hits it from 30 yards out and it nearly went in. That was a great effort. Good cross for the first goal. Stood it up nicely to the back post to our 16-year-old target man who plays left wing. But yeah, I thought he was good. What can I say? The mic picked him up at one moment, shouting at the ref in a thick Scottish accents. That's always fun. I'll give him an 8. I thought he was good. Another player who might be leaving Liverpool this week, Darwin Nunez. I don't know if he'll leave this week, but the Saudi reports are getting louder and louder. And when he scored today also, it was another hold the badge to say thank you, I guess. Amin took his goal well, latched onto the knockdown and tucked it in the corner. Like I said a few times this preseason, Darwin, if you'd have done that more, we wouldn't have to be buying these strikers because we'd just have you, mate. But you don't do it enough. Look, he's fine. He's lovable. 7. Let's just get to what we're all waiting for here. Because Rio Ngumoha, I mean, is he the most impressive of all these players who've played today? He honestly might be, to be honest, because you're excited to see him start again, 16 years old, still, and 2 minutes in, less than that, he's picked the ball up on the halfway line, he's ran forward with it, and he's bent the ball in the far corner, and it's 1-0 to Liverpool. And your mind is like, what the hell? How good is this guy? Really, how good is he? Is he like our version of Yamal? Like, I don't want to say he's as good as Yamal. He's obviously not. Yamal's genuinely one of the best players in the world. But could he be that sort of teenage phenomenon where he's actually that good? Not that I want him to play that much this season, even if he is that good, because we should manage his minutes. We don't need him to play lots of minutes at such a young age. But yeah, looks fantastic again. And 2 minutes later, he's winning headers in the box, knocking the ball down for Nunez to score. So goal and assist again. He's got the second most goal contributions of any players this season for Liverpool in our pre-season. Now, I think with 5, I believe Nunez is the only one with more. So, well done to Nunez. Gakpo, I think, also has 5. So, yeah, you can see just how good Rio's been. The crowd was loving him as well. He was getting Rio chants, which was cool. The knee slide was impeccable. It was like he'd done a million of them before, and hopefully he does a million more at the Kop end. He celebrated like a player who knew this is not going to be his last goal and knew that, I don't know, he's a special talent. He looks like his dribbling. He was so confident again, just running at players. They were tripling up on him after 20 minutes because he was so dangerous. But not only that, he's shown a real intelligence to me this preseason of not just being a dribble heavy winger, which he obviously is and was when he first signed last season. At such a young age, a lot of wingers are like that. He always looks for a 1-2. He likes to pass the ball and immediately move for that return pass. And that's a skill Messi had. And I'm not just saying this because I'm saying Ngumoha is like Messi. But Messi at a young age was so clever to do that type of thing. The little 1-2s with Iniesta and those type of players. Xavi, obviously, at the time when Messi broke through, Ronaldinho was there. Quick 1-2s around defenders. Rio shows that similar level of intelligence and ability to be able to take the ball and move and pass it, and he's showing that decision making is improving. He's also very neat and tidy on the ball. Like, he doesn't give the ball away even in tight areas. Along the touchline, he was getting it, just keeping the ball simply but making the right decisions. That's what it's all about for him at the minute, is decision making. I've seen a lot of people comparing him to Sterling, and I think he is similar to Sterling when he broke through, but something he has immediately that Sterling didn't have is he can actually kick a ball properly. Like, Sterling was brilliant, but his ball striking was always, and it has been his whole career, like, not very good. And Ngumoha strikes the ball cleanly on both feet, and that's a huge asset. You see how good Gakpo is at that type of thing. It's a huge asset. So I see the comparisons, but it's something Rio has that maybe Sterling didn't. He's like a reverse Sterling also. Came from Chelsea to us. So Sterling obviously going, I don't know, Chelsea to us and then back to well, I think it was QPR actually, and then ended up at Chelsea. Guys, honestly, it's late. I'm frazzled, but Ngumoha was amazing today. Just a dazzling performance from a 16-year-old kid again. What about the step over when he's running at his man and he just throws the step over? Okay, the other guy gets back and the ball goes out, but just completely does him all ends up. And I thought his off-ball runs and movement was really good as well. Not just focused on in the game when he's on the ball, but also he's making runs in behind. People hit diags on. He got in behind a few times, one where he brought the ball down and the defender just shepherded it out of play after a really good first touch. He looks electric and he looks genuinely ready for first team football already. So I reckon he sticks around. I reckon he gets minutes this season. How many of them are meaningful and how many are in the Prem, I'm not sure. But he's definitely going to be getting minutes. And he's just such an exciting talent. One of the most exciting we've ever had at Liverpool. at such a young age. So that's everyone. Oh, I need to give him a rating, don't I? I'll give him a 9. He was clearly man of the match of the first game, and he was like as good as Gravenberch and Szoboszlai for what they did in the second game. So 9 for Rio. Okay, that's everyone. It's late now, so I'm going to wrap up. I hope you did enjoy. By the time this goes live, it'll be the morning. So good morning to everyone here. Hope you have a lovely day. Whenever you watch, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, guys, again, please do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling me that you enjoyed as well. I really appreciate that. Later this week, before the Community Shield, we'll maybe have something out, maybe not. See how much time I have and what I come up with. If there's any transfer news, we'll react to it. Maybe we get some Isak news tomorrow morning or Wednesday or Thursday, who knows. But we'll definitely be back with something around the Community Shield and then heading into the season on Friday. So thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, I'll speak to you next time. But until then, speak to you soon.